Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Colton, or as a lot of you may know me by my Instagram at sfgiants.today, and we're back with another episode of Giants Talk. And today we're going to be talking about how Gabe Kapler has done so far as the San Francisco Giants manager. But it's not only going to be me talking about this. I got a special guest who a lot of you may know from Instagram. His name is Lucille News. He's a Giants fan page, and we're going to be hearing his thoughts as well as mine. I'm going to give him the honors of ranting or saying however he feels about Gabe first. So my first question to you is, how do you think Gabe Kapler has done managing the bullpen and the first two series we've seen him manage?
And hi everyone, my name is Sam, or as many know me as Lucille News, and I'll first want to thank Colton for bringing me on here with him. So I think it's no secret that Kapler likes to use the bullpen. He has the starter maybe go like 4 innings and then pulls them out. He likes to use the young guys, especially who had success last year, like Tyler Rogers, Sam Coonrod, Sean Anderson. Those guys are off to a really rocky start, and those are the guys who he's used the most. Now he has used guys like Rico Garcia, Wandy Peralta, Connor Menez, who have had pretty good success so far. Same with like Caleb Berriger, Trevor Gott, Tony Watson. Those are the guys that he should be relying on, but he's being a little more reluctant because I think he wants to develop the younger guys. But I think if we're in a win-now scenario like we have been, I think you have to go with the guys that are working and maybe giving more confidence to your starting pitching and letting them go more than 4 innings. Because if we're having some discrepancies in the bullpen, then it's better to lock in the solid guys.
Yeah, I do agree with you on a lot of the things you said about the bullpen and how he's managed it. But what you mentioned about the starters, whether you'd like to see them go longer than 4 innings, I think a big problem was that with that is the pitch count. Their pitch count is getting up into the upper 80s, and like they're not even out of the 4th inning yet. The only one I think that could have gone longer than 4 innings is probably Johnny Cueto in his first start. But we didn't see that. It was Kapler's first game. I mean, that's reasonable, but after that, there's just been a lot of high pitch counts. I don't think one Giants pitcher has qualified for the win yet. Well, at least one Giants starting pitcher. That's what I meant to say. But I think, yeah, if it wasn't for their pitch count being so high, I think Kapler would let him go 5 or 6 innings. But I saw Cap manage Phillies last year, and he let Aaron Nola throw an average of like 6 innings. Which still isn't that much for your ace. So, and about the bullpen, I think that he's done okay with the bullpen so far. I mean, he really had a blunder in that extra inning game versus the Padres in the final game of that 3-game series. That was pretty hard to watch, especially that 10th inning. That new rule really cost us, but him keeping Tyler Rogers in the game was not a good idea. I also have to say that I was shocked because Rogers' stats last year were pretty good for 17 games, and I was expecting him to be the closer, but instead we saw Gott. If Tyler Rogers, how he was now, if that's how he was in summer camp, then I think it's reasonable to have Gott as closer instead of Rogers. But Watson was also a contender for closer. I saw him as a setup man. He was closed earlier in his career, but he is still a good reliever, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see him returning to the closer role. And yeah, on to question number 2. So my second question to you, it's not really a question, it's just, what are your thoughts on Kapler giving Pence opportunity after opportunity to just keep starting, and Pence is just off to a very slow start, but Kapler's having faith in him? Just like, what are your thoughts on that overall situation of just Kapler's faith in Pence?
Well, on my Instagram page, I posted a bunch of predictions on July 25th. And one of the things I said was that Hunter Pence would regress back to his 2018 form with the Giants, which is really hard to say because obviously Pence being a huge part of the Giants franchise, especially this decade, it's really hard to see one of our fan favorites struggling the way he is. And he can kind of be compared to Joe McCarthy. Like, they both went over, and Pence has had more opportunities, so it's really hard to see that happen. I think Kapler wants to please the fans. Everyone wants to see Hunter Pence play, but they don't want to see him going 0 for 20. So it's a really rough scenario, but I think if we put Slater, Yastrzemski, Dickerson, those guys can hold it down, and then we've got like Darren Ruff who can play out there once in a while, Mauricio Dubon. I think those are the more reliable guys right now.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Like you said, it's tough to see Pence struggle, especially as a just Giant fan. You just don't want to see that, especially Hunter Pence for all he's done for us. Um, but Kapler's been having that faith in Pence, and like you compared him to Joe McCarthy. I mean, it hurts to say, but like that's fair. McCarthy was like 0 for 10, but Pence is like 0 for 20. But Pence was an all-star last season. I really think that if he just gets time to adjust, I do still have faith in Pence. I don't know if he'll. Yeah, you're right about him regressing. I don't know if he'll be back to that 2019 level, but I do have faith that he'll be back to some normality, just in the future, and hopefully we get to see it soon, because we don't want him to just continuing to not get a hit, because that's just really driving his confidence right now. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I would like to thank Sam for coming on again.